Welcome to Master Your Money, Budgeting, Saving, and Debt-Free Living. I'm your host, Nate Tanner. On this show, we use the Triggator philosophy to help you build a spending plan that fits your real life, stack up savings, and knock out debt without losing your mind or momentum. Now, first, I just want to start out with a little apology. I was at a conference last week and I picked up a bit of a bug, so my voice is not quite where I like it to be. So stick with me, we'll make it through. Because today we are diving into one of the most hyped up money moves in the last decade, the side hustle. Somewhere between the Great Resignation and the Great Inflation, the side hustle rose to mythic status, the supposed holy grail of personal finance. You need multiple streams of income, start a business in your sleep, make money doing what you love. And while yes, extra income can absolutely be a game changer, for some of us, that side hustle starts feeling more like a side hassle. So the big question we're unpacking today is this: is your side hustle actually helping your spending plan? Or is it just another time suck that's stealing your weekends and stressing your relationships? Today's episode, we're going to help you measure the real value of your hustle, evaluate it against your Triggator Triangle, budget, save, pay off debt, and most importantly, decide whether to keep it, change it, or cut it. Because at the end of the day, your time is limited. And if your hustle isn't moving your money in the right direction, it might be time to call it what it is: noise. Let's break it down. Time versus dollars. Is the hustle actually paying off? Let's talk about something that's almost become a badge of honor these days: the side hustle. We live in a culture where if you're not working your main job and launching a handmade soap empire on Etsy and flipping Facebook Marketplace finds out of your garage, you're somehow behind. Hustle culture is the new humble brag. And look, I get it. Extra income can be a game changer. It can help you pay off debt, save faster, or cover unexpected expenses when your kid decides they need new cleats again because they grew overnight like a weed on Miracle-Gro. But here's the real question: is your side hustle actually helping your spending plan, or just helping you feel busy? Because not all hustle is helpful. Let's start with the most basic test. What's your real hourly rate? And no, I don't mean how much you made last weekend from selling those handmade tumblers at the craft fair. I mean, how long did it take to prep? How much time did you spend setting up and tearing down? What did you spend on materials, gas, meals, or that emergency glitter refill? And how emotionally spent were you afterwards? Let's run a quick example. Say you made $200 at the local pop-up market. Awesome, right? But you spent 4 hours crafting, 2 hours driving and setting up, 6 hours on your feet, smiling like your arches weren't plotting your demise, 1 hour cleaning up, and another 2 hours recovering on the couch while swearing you'll never do that again. That's 15 hours. And after subtracting $40 in materials and booth rental, you made $160. That's $10.66 per hour. And your legs still haven't forgiven you. Now, maybe you loved every second of it. Maybe that kind of hustle fuels you. If so, amazing. You keep doing your thing. But if you're doing it because you saw someone on TikTok claim that they made 6 figures crocheting frog hats, then maybe it's time to pause and check your motivation. Here's another angle. Let's say you're door dashing or delivering groceries. You make $75 in the night. That's solid. But was it in 3 hours of work? 4? And how much did you spend on gas, snacks, or that treat you gave yourself afterwards because you earned it? If you made $75 and spent $15 between gas and grabbing fast food on the way home, that's $60 net. If it took you 4 hours, that's $15 an hour. But here's the more important question. Did that $60 actually move your financial plan forward? Or did it just plug a temporary hole? And now you're back hustling again tomorrow. I'm not saying it's not worth it. What I'm saying is this: you can't know if your hustle is working until you know what it's working towards. Ask yourself, am I just staying busy? Or am I building something? Because here's the thing that side hustles don't usually advertise on the landing page. Your time is limited, your energy is limited, and your family, your health, your peace of mind, they don't care if you made an extra $100 this week. They care if you're present, focused, and not snapping at them because your side hustle ran long and now it's 10 p.m. and you haven't eaten dinner. You've got to stop pretending that every dollar earned is a win. It's only a win if it serves your bigger plan. If your side hustle helps you pay off debt faster, build savings that can give you peace, or create margin so that you can say yes to the important stuff, then yes, it's doing its job. But if your side hustle is turning into a full-time job you can't quit because you've built your spending around it, and you're exhausted and frustrated and dreading the next shift, then maybe it's not a side hustle. Maybe it's a side hassle. Let me give you a simple trick. At the end of each week, ask yourself, would I do this hustle again next week if the money were the same, but I couldn't talk about it online or use it to justify another Starbucks? That one question will tell you a lot. Up next, we're going to measure your hustle against the Triggator Triangle. That's budget, save, and pay off debt. If your hustle doesn't support at least one side of the triangle, we might need to talk about how to pivot. The Triggator Triangle test: budget, save, pay off debt. Let's pull out the Triggator Triangle. If you're new here, this is our 3-part framework for financial progress. Everything you do with money should support one or more of these goals: budget well, save consistently, and pay off debt strategically. So, let's ask the hard question. Where does your side hustle fit? Does it shore up your triangle, or is it just hanging out like that one Jenga block that doesn't really support anything but will stress you out? First, let's talk about budget. Is your side hustle supporting stability or feeding lifestyle creep? Looking at how your side hustle fits into the budget side of your Triggator Triangle can be tricky business. This one takes honesty, humility, and sometimes a little tough love. Let's start with a gut check. Do you truly need your side hustle to make ends meet? Or has your lifestyle quietly expanded to the point where you feel like you need it? I get it. I've been there. I've worked 3 jobs at once to support my family. There are absolutely seasons in life where you hustle out of necessity. When you're doing whatever it takes to keep the lights on, feed your kids, and not fall behind. There's no shame in that game. In fact, it's admirable. But here's where it gets complicated. Sometimes that necessity is real, and sometimes we've confused wants for needs, and we don't even realize it's happening. Let's walk through a couple of real-life examples that show how this plays out. Example 1, braces and reality checks. Your daughter just turned 12. She smiles, and the dentist gives you that look. You know the one. It's braces time. Boom. Just like that, you've got a new $180 a month bill for the next 18 to 24 months. Is this the moment to bring in a side hustle? Maybe. It depends on the rest of your spending plan. If your current plan is already stretched to the max, no fluff, no extras, just core essentials, then absolutely. Picking up a side hustle for something like this is a smart, strategic way to meet a need without creating debt. That's a worthy hustle. Now let's talk about the flip side. Example 2, the pepperoni pitfall. You decide to start delivering pizzas for a few extra bucks. It's casual, just weekends, plus the 50% employee discount. Yes, please. After the first month, you're still short at the end of the month, so you pick up another shift, then another. By month 3, you realize you're hustling harder, but not getting ahead. What gives? A quick check in your spending reveals the truth. You've upgraded your phone to the latest iPhone, which came with a $36 a month installment for the next 3 years, plus a plan upgrade that added another $25 a month. You justified it because the deal was too good to pass up. Now your side hustle isn't extra, it's essential. The hustle that was meant to help you move forward is now helping you maintain your upgraded lifestyle. That is lifestyle creep in action. It's the financial equivalent of running on a treadmill that keeps speeding up without telling you. So here's the test. Is your side hustle helping you stick to a solid, needs-based spending plan, or is it funding wants that snuck in through the side door? Let's loop back to the braces example. If you've got no fat to trim, no apps to cancel, no dining out to cut back on, then picking up the extra work to pay for your child's dental care, that's a powerful and noble use of your time. But if you're paying for 15 streaming subscriptions, 13 apps with monthly charges, $500 a month in dining out and delivery fees, then braces aren't your biggest problem. Let's call it like it is. You can't hustle your way past a spending problem. More income won't fix what overspending keeps breaking. In Triggator terms, the goal is not just more money, it's more control. Hustle should support your plan, not patch over leaks in it. So let's make it plain. If your side hustle is funding genuine needs while you work towards financial stability, it's supporting your budget. But if it's just enabling more spending to cover up a leaky spending plan, that's a problem. Remember, your primary income should cover your life. Your side hustle shouldn't become life support. If you don't need a side hustle to support your core spending plan, you don't get one just because everyone on Instagram has one. And if you do need one, that's okay. But hustle with purpose. Use it to build a plan that frees you from needing it. As the rapper Notorious B.I.G. famously said, mo money, mo problems. Unless, of course, that money is being put to work inside a solid plan. Save. Using your side hustle to build options. One of the most powerful uses of side income is saving towards real goals. Building an emergency fund, prepping for a large expense, or creating options for the future. You know what options feel like? Power. As Destiny Child once said, I'm a survivor, I'm not going to give up. And savings is how you survive without stress. If your side hustle money is going directly into savings, whether it's for emergencies, upcoming vacations, or a future move, then you're using it like a boss. In fact, NerdWallet found that households with even $500 in emergency savings were significantly more resilient when faced with unexpected expenses. That's right, just $500 puts you ahead of millions of people. So if your hustle is funneling directly into a sinking fund or a high-yield savings account, you're not just making money, you're making moves. But if that money disappears as fast as it shows up, that's not saving, that's spinning. Pay off debt, turning hustle into rocket fuel. Side hustles can be rocket fuel for your debt snowball. Every extra $100 you throw at that credit card or a car loan saves you interest, stress, and time. The average American household carries $6,500 in credit card debt, according to Experian's 2024 data. And with average APRs hovering around 20%, that's a massive drag on your future. If you're using your hustle to hammer down that balance, you are winning. But here's a trap. If your hustle pays off one card and then you run it back up again, you're not paying off debt. You're renting relief. And it's just like renting an apartment. When the money stops, so does the relief. Let's pause and zoom out. If your hustle doesn't support at least one side of your triangle, budget, save, or pay off debt, then it's not serving your plan. And if it's actively distracting you from these goals by eating your time, draining your energy, or becoming a crutch for overspending, it might be time for a reality check. As author Annie Dillard said, how we spend our days is, of course, how we spend our lives. So ask yourself, is my hustle strengthening my triangle? Or is it just keeping me busy? One more quote for the road from The Office's Jim Halpert. Sometimes good things fall apart so better things can fall together. If your hustle isn't passing the Triggator Triangle test, that's not failure, it's clarity. And clarity is the first step to better. So now, let's talk about, do we keep it, change it, or cut it, and how to make that call. So you've done the hard work, you've asked the honest questions, you've looked at your side hustle through the Triggator Triangle, budget, save, pay off debt. Now it's time for the $1,000,000 question. Should I keep it, change it, or cut it? To make that decision, you don't need a spreadsheet, although I won't stop you if color-coded tabs brings you joy. What you really need is a simple framework and a little bravery. Let's break it down. Keep it. If it's working, don't fix it. Start here. If your side hustle is clearly supporting one side of your triangle and not draining your energy, peace, and relationships, then congratulations, you're in the keep it zone. Let's say it fills a gap in your budget while you're building your career, it's going straight into savings or paying down debt, you actually enjoy the work and find it meaningful, or it fits your season of life without causing constant burnout. That's the dream setup. As the wise philosopher Mick Jagger said, you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. If your hustle is helping you get what you need, financially and emotionally, then keep going. Just be sure to check in regularly. What works today might not work forever. Now, let's talk about when to tweak the plan. Change it. Pivot when something's off. Maybe your side hustle used to fit your life, but now it feels more like that shoe that's shrunk in the wash. It rubs, it blisters, it doesn't carry you like it used to. This is the change it zone. Here are some signs. It no longer supports your triangle, but could with adjustments. It's eating more time than it used to without increased payoff. You're feeling low-key resentful, burned out, or stuck. It started as temporary, but somehow became permanent. This is the moment to pivot. Let me give you a real-life example. Mine. I wanted to give some additional support to the payoff debt side of my triangle. So I picked up a job a couple of nights a week delivering for my favorite pizza store. Yeah, that might sound a little familiar. At first, it was working. It helped chip away at some debt, and hey, the 50% employee discount didn't hurt either. But over time, I started noticing some downsides. A lot of gas money going out, way more wear and tear on my car, and one traffic accident that I really don't want to remember. I was still passionate about getting debt-free, but I realized I needed a smarter vehicle, literally and financially. Then, one day, while driving to my bread and butter job, I saw a sign that a new steakhouse was opening nearby. That got the wheels turning. I did a little research and I found that I could make significantly more money in fewer hours working as a server at a steakhouse than delivering pizzas. Bonus, I saved gas. Double bonus, 50% off steak. We're talking upgrade from pepperoni to porterhouse here. So I made the switch. Same goal, better vehicle, same hustle energy, more return. That's the power of a pivot. Ask yourself, can I cut back on the time I put into this? Can I renegotiate hours, raise rates, or shift my focus? Is there a smarter, more sustainable version of this hustle? Don't be afraid to change. Life evolves, kids grow, priorities shift, and you are always allowed to shift with it. As Ross from Friends famously shouted while attempting to move a couch, pivot. Your hustle might not need to go away, it might just need to turn. Cut it when it's time to let go. Now for the hardest part, cutting the cord. Let's be honest, sometimes your side hustle isn't helping anymore. It's just hanging around like that old hoodie that you keep just because it's comfortable, even though it smells like college and poor decisions. If it's not supporting your triangle and it's actively hurting your time, your family life, your energy, and your joy, it may be time to say goodbye. Here's how to know. It's become a crutch for bad spending habits. It causes stress or friction in your home. You dread it every time you have to do it. You wouldn't recommend it to someone you love. If your hustle checks these boxes, let it go. You're not a failure. You are not weak. You are wise enough to recognize when a season has ended. As the great theologian Elsa once sang, let it go, let it go. Your worth is not tied to your output. Cutting a side hustle that no longer serves you is a power move, not a retreat. One final check-in. Before you decide, ask yourself these 3 questions. Am I proud of the reasons I started this? Is it helping me build a better life or just survive the one I'm in? Does it align with my values, goals, and priorities right now? If the answer is yes across the board, keep it. If the answer is mostly no, but there's potential, change it. If the answer is no and it's draining you, cut it. And here's the kicker. No matter which path you take, you're still moving forward. You're making intentional, informed decisions. You're mastering your money one choice at a time. As Oprah once said, the greatest discovery of all time is that a person can change their future by merely changing their attitude. So today, it's time to reflect. Do the triangle test and then make the call. Keep it, change it, or cut it. All right then, let's land the plane. Today, we asked a big question. Is your side hustle helping you or hijacking your triangle? You've learned how to evaluate your hustle using the Triggator Triangle, budget, save, and pay off debt, and how to tell if it's time to keep it, change it, or cut it. And maybe, just maybe, you realize that more money isn't always the answer. Sometimes the real win is control. So here's your challenge for today. If you have a side hustle, take 10 minutes to review it honestly. Ask yourself the 3 check-in questions. Am I proud of the reason I started this? Is it helping me build a better life or just survive the one I'm in? Does it align with my values or priorities right now? If you don't have a side hustle, but you're thinking one might support your triangle, take 10 minutes today to sketch out your ideal scenario. What kind of work fits your schedule, your skill, and your season of life? And most importantly, how will it directly support your spending plan, savings, or debt payoff? Clarity before hustle. That's the Triggator way. And hey, if this episode sparked something in you, I'd love to hear about it. Email me at podcast@triggator.com with your questions, wins, or even one hilarious side hustle that sounded like a good idea until reality hit. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share the show with your friend who is hustling hard but might need a little triangle tune-up. And follow @Triggator on X, Instagram, and Facebook for more money tips, challenges, and encouragement through your week. And tomorrow, it's Christmas in May. We'll talk about why now is the perfect time to start your Christmas alligator fund, how to break it down paycheck by paycheck, and how to avoid that holiday debt hangover. Remember, you don't need more hustle. You need more alignment. When your money supports your mission, that's when the magic happens. Thanks for spending the time with me on Master Your Money, Budgeting, Saving, and Debt-Free Living. I'm your host, Nate Tanner. Until next time, keep stacking those wins.